In this video, I'm going to show you how to search for information using one of the library's databases. To search through the databases, you will start on the library's main webpage, which is library.center.edu, and underneath the catalog search bar, you'll click on this link that says Go to Databases. That will take you to the A to Z list of our databases. Obviously, the databases are arranged by name, A, B, C, D, E, F, etc. Now, it may be that you don't have any clue at all which database you want to search, unless your professor has suggested one, because the library subscribes to hundreds of databases. If that's the case, you've got two options. You can look under these tabs, Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3, for the type of class you're taking. So for example, let's suppose that you're taking a philosophy class. If you go to Division 1 and scroll down, you'll see that these are the two databases that we suggest, that the librarians suggest, you should use to search for information for philosophy research. Your other option is to use one of these frequently used databases. All of these will be good for general research. Don't let the names ScienceDirect and Web of Science, for example, confuse you and make you think that those would only be good if you're doing science research, because those databases are good for general research. For this video, I'm going to show you how to use Academic Search Complete, because it's an EBSCO database and it will be similar to a lot of our other databases. Once I click on Academic Search Complete, I get taken to this page where I can enter my search terms. So for example, I might put in Black women. And again, notice as I start typing, it starts giving me suggestions. Now, when you did your keyword exercise, you thought about synonyms that you might use. So one of your synonyms for Black women might have been African American women. So I could put in African American women here and change this to or, and that will give me all the results about Black women or African American women. So that expands my search. Now, we want our articles to be specifically on Black or African American women's college experience. So I'm going to say Black or African American women and college experience. If I leave this as and, then that's going to give me articles on Black or African American women that also only contain information about their college experience. So and limits the search. It requires this and that to be in the article before it will show up. Now, one more thing that might make this search better would be if I put all of these terms in quotes. If I put these terms in quotes, then that means the exact phrase has to show up in my article title or article keywords or article description or whatever that's being used to search. So this way I'll get the exact phrase rather than articles that mention college and experience. So now I'm going to go ahead and click search. And that gives me 9,000 results. Tells me that right there. That's pretty good. It's still too many results, even though I used some pretty specific search terms. So how can I limit this further? If I scroll down and look on this left-hand side, I see a bunch of different ways that I can limit my search. The first one offers you the ability to limit by full text. Again, if I click that box, then that's going to show me only the articles that I can read right now through a PDF or HTML download. If I need this article right now, that might be a good thing to do. But I don't recommend that you do that. I recommend that you do your search in enough time that if something isn't available immediately, you can ask for it through interlibrary loan. Because if you click full text, that's going to eliminate articles that you can't get immediately, and those might be the perfect articles. So I don't recommend that you do that as a regular rule. You can also limit by scholarly or peer-reviewed, which I do recommend that you do as a general rule because most of the time that's what your professors are going to be looking for, scholarly peer-reviewed articles. Now, if you specifically want something out of newspapers or magazines or popular sources, don't click that. You can also search by publication date by using this slide bar. In this case, it's 1974 is the earliest article that's available. And since that goes back to the civil rights era, that's good enough for me. I'm going to leave that there. But I could slide this to make these more recent. If I scroll down more, I can get really granular. I can limit my results to academic titles, magazines, book reviews, newspapers, etc. If I scroll down a little bit more and click on language, I can limit my results to only the languages that I can read. And if I scroll down a little bit more, I can limit my results to only articles in the United States, only articles related to this topic in the United States. And since that's what I'm primarily researching, Black women's experience, college experience in the United States, I'm going to go ahead and choose that limiter. It tells me right here what limiters I have chosen. So if one makes my results, gives me too few results, I can X that out and make it go away. Now let's look at some results and figure out how we can actually get the articles that we found. Let's start by looking at this article. If I wanted to read this article, I have two options. I can either click HTML full text or PDF full text. If I click HTML full text, if that link is an option, when I click on that, I will also have the option of having the article read to me, which might be good if you're driving in your car, but you still want to use your time valuably. Or I have the option of having that article translated into a variety of different languages. So if the article is in English and English isn't your first language, you can choose to have the article translated, and that might be helpful to you. The other option is PDF full text, which I'm going to go ahead and click on here. When I click on PDF full text, that gives me the article. I can either read it, or using these tools up here, I can print it, or I can download it to my computer. Going back to my results, let's look at this one. If I wanted to read this article, you'll notice that it doesn't have HTML full text or PDF links right there, but it does have Full Text Finder. What that means is that Centre College owns this article, it's just not in this database. So if I click on Full Text Finder, it shows me that this article is available in JSTOR. So I click on where it says find this article in full text from JSTOR. And it takes me to the article in that database. Let's look at one other result that you might see. What if I wanted this article? I don't see down here HTML full text, PDF full text, or Full Text Finder. that means the library does not own that article. If you want this article, you're going to have to request it via interlibrary loan. And to do that, you'll need the title and this information right here. The author, the journal that it's in, the date, volume, and issue of the journal, the page numbers, and the DOI. So that's how you find articles in the library databases.